Hey everyone, Miss April here. Students, I miss you guys so much and I think about you every single day. I hope that you're staying safe and healthy with your families at home. I really miss coming to school every day and reading books with the students who come to speech with me. So I thought I would make a read aloud today on YouTube for you guys to watch. If you're watching this with a family member, please stop the video when I ask a question so you can practice talking about your answers to the questions with your family member. And please enjoy. The book I'm going to be reading today is called Those Shoes. I'm going to pull it up here. Let me make this smaller. Yes, so this book is called Those Shoes by Maribeth Boltz, illustrated by Noah Z. Jones. I have dreams about those shoes, black high tops, two white stripes. Grandma, I want them. There's no room for want around here, just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Brandon T comes to school in those shoes. He says he's the fastest runner now, not me. I was always the fastest runner before those shoes came along. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day, just so he can walk up and down the hall real slow. Seems to me like Nate might be kind of showing off a little bit. Next, Alan, Jacoby, and Terrence each get a pair. All right, guys, let's stop and think. How is Jeremy, the main character, feeling right now? I think he might be feeling a little bit jealous because everyone is getting those shoes except for him. Let's keep reading. Then, one day, in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use a new pair, Jeremy, Mr. Alfred, the guidance counselor, says. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size. Velcro. Like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. They have an animal on them from a cartoon I don't think any kid ever watched. How do you guys think Jeremy's feeling right now? Let's look at the next picture. There they are, the Mr. Alfred shoes. Look at Jeremy's face. What is he feeling? I think he might be feeling a little disappointed. Let's keep reading. When I come back to the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfred shoes and laughs. Ha ha ha! And so do Terrence, Brandon T, and everyone else. The only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. All right, guys, let's stop there for a second. How is Jeremy feeling? Everyone's laughing at him. I think he's feeling a little bit embarrassed and probably upset because everyone at school is laughing at him for not having those shoes and instead having the Mr. Alfred shoes. Let's keep reading. At home, Grandma says, "How kind of Mr. Alfred." I nod and turn my back. I'm not going to cry about any dumb shoes, but when I'm writing my spelling words later, every word looks like the word shoes, and my grip is so tight on my pencil, I think it might burst. How do you guys think he's feeling in this picture where he's holding his pencil tight? I think he might be feeling pretty frustrated because all he can think about are the shoes that he doesn't have. Let's keep reading. On Saturday, Grandma says, "Let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much. I got a little bit of money set aside. It might be enough. You never know." At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy. "Maybe they wrote it down wrong?" I say. Grandma shakes her head. Let's stop and talk, guys. So, do we think these shoes are cheap and that Grandma wants to buy them? No, we're thinking these shoes must be pretty expensive if Grandma is looking so disappointed and if Jeremy is hoping that maybe they just wrote the price down wrong. What's going to happen next? Then I remember the thrift shops. What if there's a rich kid who outgrew his or got 2 pairs for Christmas and had to give one of them away? How is Jeremy feeling now, guys? I think he might be feeling excited and hopeful because he remembered that there's another type of store that might have the shoes. He runs to the thrift shop, and in the window, he sees something. Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, the perfect shape, $2.50. Those shoes. What is he thinking? I think he's thinking, I cannot believe I found them and they're only $2.50. That's pretty cheap. Have I really found them? Did this really happen? I think he's feeling super delighted and excited and hopeful that it's all going to work out. My heart is pounding hard as I take off my shoes and hitch up my baggy socks. How exciting, Grandma says. What size are they? I shove my foot into the first shoe, curling my toes to get my heel in. I don't know, but I think they fit. Uh-oh. Do they really fit? Grandma kneels on the floor and feels for my toes at the end of my shoe. Oh, Jeremy, she says, I can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit. How do you guys think they're feeling right now? I think Jeremy is feeling very frustrated and disappointed. He thought these shoes were going to be perfect, but now Grandma's saying that she can't spend good money on shoes that don't fit. I'm sure Grandma's feeling a little guilty that it didn't work out for him. I wonder what he's going to do now. I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. They're okay, I say, holding my breath and praying that my toes will fall off right then and there, but my toes don't fall off. I buy them anyway with my own money, and I squeeze them on and I limp to the bus stop. Let's stop and talk about this, guys. Why does he still buy the shoes if they're not fitting very well? Maybe he just wants them so badly and he's feeling hopeful that maybe they'll stretch a little bit. How is he feeling? How can we describe him right now? I think determined. He's feeling very determined to make it work because he wants those shoes so badly. At home a few days later, Grandma puts a new pair of snow boots in my closet and doesn't say a word about my 2 big feet shuffling around in my 2 small shoes. Sometimes shoes stretch, I say. Grandma gives me a hug. I check every day, but those shoes don't stretch. I have to wear my Mr. Alfred's to school instead. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up, and his feet look smaller than mine. Let's stop and think, guys. Antonio's feet look smaller than Jeremy's, and Jeremy is noticing that maybe Antonio really could use some good shoes. Do you think he might be coming up with a nice plan to do for his friend Antonio? After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio is there, the only kid who didn't laugh at my Mr. Alfred shoes. How can we describe Antonio, guys? He didn't laugh at Jeremy like everyone else did. It sounds like Antonio is a caring, loving friend, and he doesn't want Jeremy to feel bad. He sounds like a very loyal friend who will always stick by someone's side no matter what. Let's keep reading. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoe smacks the concrete every time he jumps. I think, I'm not going to do it. We leap off the swings. I'm not going to do it. We race from one end of the playground to the other. I'm not going to do it, I say. Do what? Antonio says, breathing hard. Friends, what do we think? What is Jeremy talking about? What is he not going to do? Is it something nice for his friend? He's noticing his shoes are falling apart and that his feet are smaller. Grandma calls me for supper and invites Antonio over too. After supper, he spies my shoes. How come you don't wear them? Antonio asks. I shrug. My hands are sweaty. I can feel him wishing those shoes were his. How's Jeremy feeling in this moment? I think Jeremy's feeling anxious. Anxious means when you're feeling a bit stressed and worried. Sometimes we feel anxious when we can't make a decision, or when we know we have to make a decision that we don't really want to make. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about Antonio. When morning comes, I try on my shoes one last time. He's thinking a lot about what he wants to do with those shoes. What do you guys think he's going to do? Do you think the shoes are actually going to fit when he tries them on one last time? Probably not. Before I can change my mind, the shoes are in my coat. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment and I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. Guys, look at Antonio's face. How is Antonio feeling? I think he's feeling shocked and surprised and excited. How are these beautiful shoes on his step? Who gave them to him? At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face and mad when I look at my Mr. Alfred shoes. Let's talk about this, guys. Jeremy feels happy when he looks at Antonio. I wonder why. Maybe he feels happy for Antonio. Maybe he realizes he did something really sweet and caring for his friend. And he feels happy that Antonio's happy now. But he still feels pretty upset and discouraged when he realizes that he still doesn't have the shoes like everyone else does. But later, when it's time for recess, something happens. Everywhere there is snow. Leave your shoes in the hall and change into your boots, the teacher announces. Leave your shoes in the hall? It's then I remember what I have in my backpack. New boots! New black boots that no kid has ever worn before. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, "Thanks." I smile and give him a nudge. Hey guys, so I think now Jeremy's feeling excited and hopeful because now he has new boots to show off just like everyone else. And now he kind of feels like a part of everyone. What do they do next together? Let's race! So the story ends very happily, and I'm sure these two boys are going to be friends for a long time because they both have done nice things for one another throughout the story. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care.